Okay, so now we arrive in Guadeloupe, and as always, we're gonna look how those people actually live. At first, some numbers, but if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe if you like the kind of content that I make, and check the other videos also if I make your country already. If not, most likely I'm gonna do it in the future. So, Guadeloupe. Let's see the population. It was 373,000 people, and you can see here starts going down. So, 1955, only 244,000 people living in this country with 2.6% increase in population. Now it's early changing around 6,000 people, and migration on minus 127. Median age 18, one of those nonsense. Fertility rate 5.7, and urban population around 45% back then. Now, fast forward to 2025, population grew, I won't say amazingly, but still pretty significant. Now they're around 373,000 people with minus 0.35% yearly change. That will be like in minus 1,300 people. Migration 1,600 people around that. Median age 47 years old. Fertility rate now much more manageable, 2.05, and probably urban population around 100% because in 2000 was 99.6%. So in the future they're gonna say the population is gonna reach 326,000 people. So you can say a decline, but not a huge one, with minus 0.72%, minus 2,400 people, and the migration is still on minus at 721. Median age 45. Ooh, the median age actually going down. Pretty interesting. They get younger. Fertility rate 1.9, and urban population probably the same at 100% pretty much. Yeah, pretty interesting numbers, I would say. Life expectancy extremely high here, 82 years old. Females 85, 86. Males around 79, which is pretty high. Infant mortality rate 6.4, and death under age of 5, 7.8. Those are decently numbers, but still not that great. Guadeloupe is one of those French territories, as you can see here, so they speak in French there. I don't think we have that much information. It's not that, let's say, greatly populated to have that much information, but GDP they say around 9.4 billion, and per capita, that means it's in euro, by the way, not in dollars, and then per capita it's around 22,000 euros. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly which year is it, this one, but it's around, let's say, that number. So pretty decent, I would say. So yeah, don't have that much information. One thing that was interesting was unemployment was like 19, almost 20%. That's pretty high, I would say, but we're gonna see how that unemployment looks. But yeah, judging by how those people actually migrate outside the country, things are not doing exactly that well there. So yeah, corruption, we don't have that much information in this region, but I expect something like France maybe, and also Gini index, not that much information, so can I expect something like what is in the region back then. So yeah, history, well, not, I would say, a huge one, but look at this, they're pretty much unchanged. French was from 1635, so very, let's say, stable in that department. So let's go with the main event of the video, how those people actually live there, and let's start with something that gonna make some sense. Now let's go on these very remote islands, and let's see from above, a bit jammed together, but hey, it's one of those tropical islands. That's a P right there. I'm not sure exactly what that stands for. What else? Ooh, yeah, roads looks pretty good from above. Houses, again, a big jammed together, not greatly looking for above, but maybe gonna have some more information. Yeah, okay, it's from the above. Not extraordinary. I don't think you can eat phones in a church, but okay. Looks pretty good. Again, French territory, keep in mind that this is a French. They're using euros. They probably have French cars. They speak in French, so probably you don't even need a visa. You don't need, I'm sure you need a passport to travel here if you are in the European Union. That would be interesting. Probably can just go there with just an ID, and that's it. Let's see what else. No, it's a small island here, not the biggest. Ooh, that looks very Dutch, actually. Okay, cars. Well, that's a Nissan, so yeah, not exactly French. From above, pretty quiet. Ooh, let's check this beach. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good one. Pretty good, actually. This is 2018, so no pandemic in sight. Let's check this one. Of course, it doesn't work. Let me check again. Come on. Now it's working, see? Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Look at this. No face cover, so yeah. Pretty strange, I would say. I don't want to go there to take a bath. It doesn't look exactly great. There's a lot of pictures here. A lot of those 360s. Maybe it is something important. Look at those guys there. They're hiding. Ooh, there is a hole here. Okay, maybe they're jumping from here. Okay, maybe not jumping, but still pretty tough. Yeah. Well, on this island, again, not so bad, not so amazingly great. Let's check this one. There are a few 360s we can actually check. Look at this. They have a Duster here, a Dacia, so a very European car. This is a Kia, maybe. This is a Dacia. They're made from the same guys. Looks quiet on this island. Actually, looks quiet. Looks like you can walk around this this island with not that much worries. So I guess crime rate, I don't think it's that high. Yeah, and you can go on the beach very easily. Not sure if you even need to rent a car. Probably you need to rent a bike, and you'll be pretty good in your area at least. Let's check this one. Look pretty good. I like it. Very quiet, very cozy so far. Nice. But again, we didn't go in that much about the population here. That's the main island. Let's check this one. Ooh, this one is actually pretty well done. Let's see what year they make those street views. 2020. Okay, right in the pandemic, I guess. Very narrow streets. Okay, a bit too narrow, I would say. I don't like those walls here. Ooh. Very tight indeed here. Houses, well, some of them a bit better, some of them a bit worse. They're gonna have probably some hurricane here too. I don't think they get, I'm sure exactly what they're using those, probably as a weights. So I don't think they get maybe not that strong, but definitely they get some hurricane here. These are looking for a prefabricated house, which is kind of weird to build from wood in these places. It's like they're gonna pretty much the first wind they're gonna lose the house. Yeah, nice boats. Roads, well, roads not so great here in this region. Even they're narrow, not that well maintained. Ooh, this house is pretty nice. No, very narrow streets here. Not exactly a big fan of that, but let's check some other areas. Ooh, they have some pools here. Probably some rich persons here. Yeah, very European cars. Well, it's not so bad, but again, the fact that people are living, I'm not sure exactly what this guy is doing here. The fact that people are living these islands doesn't exactly give you. This is a better road here, by the way. Doesn't give you high hopes for living here, especially for finding work, I guess. I guess the Gini coefficient could be a bit equalized here, more, let's say, fair, but I didn't see that much, so yeah, I have to wait. Yeah, looking pretty good. Houses pretty nice. They have the airstrip right there. It's a nice cozy town here on this nice island, but still I don't understand why they build it so close to each other. You can have like some better roads. It's a bit jamming together in some areas. Here it's a bit better. It's a bit more spacious, but still. Garbage. Well, there's a bit of garbage here. It's very close to that dumpster, but still not Not a great one. Not a great look on them. Not sure if you need a car here. I mean, could this guy make with a car, but the car probably is wider than the road. So yeah, they have scooters. Makes more sense, much more sense to have a scooter or a bike. Much more sense, even a boat. But they have these European cars. They have Peugeots. Houses, well, not so bad, but still, probably not a touristy area here. Ooh, they have a beach here. Let's check this one. But it's a nice cozy island, you know. Pretty good, pretty good. Probably they got hit by something here. It just doesn't look that great on the beach, but still. Maybe they're gonna clean that up and make it nice. Ooh, look at this pool here. Probably some sort of the resorts. And have boats here, so yeah. Ooh, look at this, American, European and France, all in one yard. Yeah, looks like a resort. Nice. I like it. Probably it's gonna be expensive to go on a vacation in here. I know. From what I understand. Oh, that's a great 360 2023. Look at the quality. Probably guys from France, from Italy, from Switzerland is gonna go here and make some vacation. I don't think it's gonna be cheap to go here, but I have to say it doesn't look that bad, but also doesn't look that great. Especially, again, I don't think it's gonna be cheap. If you go, it's gonna be cheap, yeah, maybe, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be that cheap. People doesn't live that great. I mean, just jamming together here when they have so much space and they can actually spread around. They have some nice hills you can build there. A bit tougher and more expensive, definitely, but still much better view in the end. I thought it doesn't have a bra, but maybe it doesn't have a bra. Who knows? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. Why they put these nets here? But it looks pretty cozy. Yeah, this one definitely I put him in the garbage category. Looks pretty good. Ooh, that's nice land there. See, they have some very nice area, but again, the price is gonna dictate a lot. A lot of people go in those regions and make these 360s. This 360 is pretty good. Yeah, again, house is pretty decent so far, so yeah. Oh, somebody make it here. Probably from the boat, 100%, yeah. Somebody make a street view from the boat above the ocean. Oh, something happened here. Some sort of the old fort, I guess. Yeah, it sucks. Good for me. Alright. Now I have to clean the map again. Okay, let's go to those main islands. Okay, no, first I want to check this one. It looks very small, and again, probably not many people are gonna live here. Yeah, not exactly the greatest vacation we will plan it here, but there was somebody there, some guys there. Some sort of the lighthouse there, I think. Here it's pretty nice. Yeah, see, it's a lighthouse. Pretty nice. Nice lagoons here. Maybe some boats there, I'm not sure. It's Caribbean. Pretty good. The nice white sand of the Caribbean. Yeah, that's the vacation right there. This is how vacations are made, with white sand in Caribbean. Here I don't think we have 360s. Yeah, it's pretty south. I'll get to this. Not exactly south, but pretty east, more likely. So let's go now see how those people actually live. The main population, the main event. 50 euros for an air fryer. Pretty decent, I would say. Whoa, what was that? Those are probably 18,000 euros in 2020 for a duster. Ooh, that's expensive. Hopefully gonna include taxes, but still extremely expensive. That's probably starting price, so yeah, oof. No thank you. Yeah, here a bit, how should I say this? A bit dull. Not a good weather. 2020 Renault trucks sells here for whatever reason. Probably this is the business district, let's call it like that. Let's check this one, probably the same. Looks like you go here to buy some stuff or you work, who knows. Let's go for the residential area, that's what I'm interested in. Okay, residential area, not that many 360s or street views here, but some of the people somehow has a pool. Some of them they're doing pretty well. For some reason, oh, they have a nice highway. Oh, let's check this one. Pretty good, 3 lanes highway, wow. That's expensive. And they don't even have that many people and that many cars, but they make a 3-lane. It's beyond my understanding. This is probably a mall or something. It's a Carrefour, okay. Cars in a parking lot, feels like Europe. Number plates, European number plates, so yeah, it's definitely Europe here. Carrefour, French retailer, French company, supermarkets, markets, and grocery stores, obviously. They sell pretty much whatever you might need. But it's expensive here in Europe, but maybe there it's, I don't know, probably still expensive because they don't have other choices. No, I don't see German retailers. That would be interesting to see some German colonies with, I don't know, Lidl and Kaufland so far away from the continent. Pretty interesting. Look at this. Look how spread around they are here, but still jamming together. See, it's a small place, not a big island, but still doing. They kind of jam it together here, in my opinion. Just they have quite a few land, but still they like it to just jam it all together there. For some reason, they are again hilly terrain, but still you can build on that very nicely. A bit more expensive. Look at it, that's pretty nice. Not sure exactly from there, but it was pretty nice. Let's check this one. They have quite high elevation. It is nice, Guadeloupe, it is nice so far, but again, you have to compete with others. The only reason I would say that could go easier, like you don't need passports, maybe you don't need a visa, 100% from Europe, and probably it's gonna be expensive. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be cheap. That's the problem with tourism. Everybody wants to do it, so you might say, "Oh, we're gonna have a lot of hotels, a lot of competition, and prices gonna go down," but not exactly the case. Just still very expensive to do some business in this industry. So you want to go there? Oof. Maybe the airplane got cheaper and maybe they got more direct routes now, so you don't have to wait like 10 hours in an airport. But I don't know, it feels like still it's very expensive of the average guy. That's why, who knows, maybe with the dropping in population and maybe we are gonna see with a better technologies, you know, better living condition and better transportation condition also in airports. Now they're trying to just jam everybody in a plane, make the seat as small as possible to put as many as they can, and people got bigger over time, you know, and not getting skinnier. So yeah, the discomfort it's pretty high, I would say, now in a plane. I only make one trip in one plane with a plane, so yeah, not a big fan of those, but it is the fastest, so yeah, they have some huge advantages. And I think they're trying to, especially in the France right now, they're trying to resurrect the old planes, old technology, the supersonic plane that they want to go, I don't know, in 3 or 4 hours above the Atlantic, to cross the Atlantic, around that, which is pretty high. And it's definitely, if you have a road directly from, let's say, Paris to Guadeloupe, it could be a very nice tourism here in this, you know, in this country. Let's say if I make that trip in 4 hours in a plane, pretty good. Then make better seats and cheaper, which is highly doubt that, but still pretty good. Time, it's money. Crossing the Atlantic in 4 hours is gonna be something. From Paris to Guadeloupe in 4 hours, I would like that to see it. Now, again, those street views kind of tells you the story on the main road, not on the side ones that I'm more interested. But it looks pretty good. It's pretty clean. It looks like south of France at some point. It's just not exactly huge differences besides a bit more vegetation here. They spread around the houses, which is nice because they have those nice vast green patches around those homes. But I feel the land, oh, look how many cars they have here. It feels like the properties of those people are still very small and kind of jammed together. That's my concern. Look at how many they are. It's just pretty much everywhere. How expensive it's gonna be to move here or to buy a house here? Probably expensive. I don't think it's gonna be cheap. But again, there are a lot of people that live in the country, so things are not going that well. They don't cover license plates here. Maybe they missed that, but in Europe, and definitely this is France. It's pretty much, I think, the same legislation. Somebody missed that. Phew. Yeah, the fact that population is going down is good. Probably the crime rate is low and the corruption the same. But people are still living. It just shows that the limits of those islands. You can scale it up to the pretty much the biggest countries, and you're gonna see they don't need that many people. And the fact that it just shows here in small communities, and it's just gonna pretty much translate in bigger ones very soon in bigger countries, because you don't need that many people. And those countries who have the starting going on a lower population, they're gonna have a certain advantage in the future. That's an expensive car, by the way, Mercedes, and that's even a more expensive one, a Porsche. They're gonna be an advantage. Hopefully it's gonna stop migration outside the Western world, so we can actually see some decent numbers going down. And in the future, it's gonna be much better, 100%. Which much better jobs that remains, actually meaningful jobs, not those meaningless jobs that we have now, and much better paid, but not for everybody, because now there are too many people. In the future, it's gonna be a different story, hopefully. That's a nice beach. See, I can eat there. Pretty good. Guadeloupe, not so bad. Not so bad. And the other thing, there are another two territories in Indian Ocean, close to the coast of East Africa, still French territory. That's gonna look amazing when you're gonna check Africa. We're gonna look at those ones. That's also gonna be nice. Here in Guadeloupe, yeah, it feels French, not British, 100%. Not so bad, but also not something extremely great, I would say. Just, yeah, the fact that they don't have that much land and they're just still jamming together, it's not a great place. This could be a good neighborhood because I see some pools here and there, so yeah, probably they're doing pretty well. Judging by the GDP, not exactly very high. I think it's twice as low in the mainland France, and probably with that high unemployment, that's why people are living. It's just gonna show that that's the limit of the island. You do not need that much people, and the fact that they have this nonsense fertility rate is five, almost 6 for such a long time. Then they got dropped immediately, and still it's pretty high at 2, I would say. Yeah. It shows some limitation in those small countries, and like I said, we're gonna have pretty much scale it up to the bigger ones. We're gonna understand much better the picture that we do not need that many people, clearly. Oh, that's a nice Renault. Yeah, it's pretty much a line, I would say, a line and a half road. 1 lane and a half. I like they are spreading around. That's nice. The bad thing is they are still jamming together, some of them. Those guys living pretty well here. It's pretty good here, and they have a lot of trees. I like that. Unfortunately, we don't have those street views made, so I can actually see them. This is a cemetery. I don't know why somebody go in a cemetery to make a 360, but didn't go on those streets. And those guys go with a car in the cemetery. Okay, probably pretty big there. But it looks pretty good, pretty decent at least. Let's check those ones. Yeah, I would say they're gonna need a bit more spaces and bigger properties, but some of them they're doing pretty decent. But again, high unemployment rate and high highly, not exactly very high, but still people are leaving the country. For a place like this, probably you're gonna need no more than 10,000 people, but they have much more than that. Look how spread around they are. Definitely looks like Western Europe. Definitely they took that. Some of them are a bit jamming here. You can see no trees, no nothing, just barely one or two trees around those houses. But here, much better place to live, 100%. Unfortunately, they didn't go there to make those 360s to actually have a better idea how they doing in those regions. But yeah, it's not exactly that pleasant to live. Look at this, like this, between just concretes, and those one looks abandoned to me. But at least I don't see bars on the windows and barbed wire, so it's pretty safe, you know. A lot of European cars, roads are pretty good. Nice BMW. Yeah, probably expensive to live there, not that many opportunities. That's classical European right now. It's just doesn't seems to resolve these issues even in the mainland France or mainland European Union, with this unemployment, with these expensive houses, the way they build. It's a mess right now, and again, I don't think it's gonna be fixed that easy or that soon. So yeah, here again, yeah, it doesn't look, those looks abandoned at least, or nobody lives in these horrible conditions. But yeah, not exactly a great picture there. Here a bit more airy, a bit more spreading around. It's on the hills, probably don't even hear the noise here. But still, it could be done much better, way better. So yeah, from Guadeloupe, yeah, the idea is probably to live around the coastline, and even better to live around, I don't know, maybe some hotels or resorts when you can actually work there. Otherwise, I don't think exactly how you're gonna make some money here. But people seems to manage. Again, probably most likely they have to go, you know, bigger drop in population than they have now to actually feel a difference. Like I say, 2% per year, it should be the standard right now for pretty much everyone. Ooh, let's check this one. They have some of those 360 and street views, but not enough in those smaller neighborhoods. I would like to see them. 2017, those are pretty fair new cars from 2017. Maybe they are rentals, not exactly for the people there. They have some small of the lake there, again, pretty nice. Yeah, it's the same one. I don't think they're gonna put in that right here. They have a pool. These guys probably is doing pretty well financially, others not so much. It's gonna be the whole thing, all story, that some of those doing pretty well, others not so much. They even have a mountain here, you can climb on it. Maybe you can have some snow, who knows. Looking nice from above, pretty good. Look at this, it's pretty, I would say, pretty hilly island. Not exactly a flat one. It looks nice, but again, same old story. It's gonna be expensive to live here. It's gonna be expensive to, I don't know, visit here. For some reason doesn't want to start from that hills. Yeah, here pretty good. Probably some waterfall here nearby. Yeah, very small one, but still pretty nice. They are nicest places here, definitely. But definitely you wanna stay on the coastline. It's gonna look much better. Yep. Have a Tesla here. Ooh, expensive ones. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. That unemployment rate, it's pretty high, and not sure exactly how much tourism can save them. Tourists, yeah, can save it, but oof, not exactly to the degree that you might expect. But it feels like a very cozy island. That's what I like. It feels nice. It feels like you're not gonna have a war in the world if you came here to visit. If you came there to stay, well, definitely a different story. See, pretty nice. Probably great weather. Again, you might get hit by a hurricane once in a while, but still. Being French, I suspect that they're gonna have a pretty strong social system. So probably a lot of people are gonna live on the benefits here, you know, social benefits. I'm not sure, but in mainland France they do. Here could be a different policy. Who knows? How spread they are. Oof. Again, I wish we have those street views in every street. That's gonna give us a much better idea. Ooh, that's a hotel, proper restaurant or something. It looks pretty nice. And I bet the prices are nicest too. Yeah, pretty good neighborhood. Everybody has a pool. Pretty expensive one. Let's call it like that. Oh, we have a 360 here. Hopefully it's not the same one. No. Yeah, pretty something here. I don't think it's for rent. Maybe it's for, would be for rental, but probably someone else's house. Yeah, again, some of the people doing really well. Yeah, even some agriculture working for them. Some people doing very well. Others, not so much. And with that high unemployment and people leaving, migration on minus, things definitely are not going well there. But it's a nice place to visit. That's for sure. Probably not gonna be cheap, but hey, it is what it is. The problem it is you still have competition from the other states around you. And again, Cuba looks pretty nice. I'm not sure exactly how expensive it is. It looks pretty nice. Puerto Rico, pretty nice. Bahamas, again, pretty nice, but Bahamas probably on the expensive side. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we saw now that's probably a resort here, 100%. It's just typical France. Okay, it doesn't look that great, I have to say. Not great at all. Again, those TVs, come on. Yeah, I don't like that one. And it seems to be expensive here, how they look from the outside. This one looks better. Oh yeah, much better. Oof. Yeah, so not exactly extremely great, but still pretty. It's a kindergarten, what the fuck. Pretty okay. Again, it's France. It's like a more impoverished France, I would say, than the mainland. But still, some of them doing pretty well. See, others not so much, but those quite doing pretty well. So yeah, if you at some point in your life, I know you're gonna see this video and you visit Guadeloupe, or maybe you're living there, who knows. It would be interesting to hear your opinion how things really are there, because not exactly very spectacular, but also not so bad in the same time. But judging by those unemployment rate, say in 2022 the unemployment rate was almost 20% in the fourth quarter. In 2021 18%, so it's kind of rising. Things clearly are not going that well for them there. So yeah, the good news is that the population starts going down. That's moving way too slowly to actually have some impact. And the population, it is pretty high in this region. It's just, and houses prices probably is going to be again very high. And look at this, where they are exactly. See this, in this arch here of islands, and definitely they're gonna get hit by hurricanes here. Yeah, otherwise look at this, where it's from France. See, if you can go from there to there, let's say in 4 hours with a plane, that doesn't cost you more than, be prepared for that, $100, 100 euros, which I highly doubt that. It's not gonna exactly improve the tourist industry that much to make an impact here. So yeah, but pretty nice islands. For the rich people, probably is gonna be a nice place to visit. For others, we will not even know that this place exists on the map. So yeah, not exactly that much worry. So again, if you watch this video and you see this, you visit this one, or you're living there, just make a comment, and probably gonna start a discussion how things are really in this part of the world, how things are really there. So yeah, check the other videos, and see you next time.